Cool.
Let's have a look at what's inside the newspapers. This is an interesting one.
What are you going for? This one?
Do you want to go with that first?
OK. Yeah, so this one here, City of Light, the Eiffel Tower, saying last week that they're unscrewing half of the light bulbs in offices. So this is something that's going on right across Europe. Also installing movement sensors to cut down lighting in corridors and the like.
Sort of underlines, doesn't it, that the energy crisis is not just facing the UK, right across Europe, particularly. The US slightly more kind of cushioned from it because of kind of some of their own energy reserves. But nonetheless, in New York, it's the pandemic that's causing a problem. Late night jobs, and interestingly, there's a story that's in The Sun that's this story at the top at you, but I assume that if you're a personal assistant, you might want to be with the person that you're assisting.
It depends on the person, doesn't it?
That's a very good point, actually.
If you've got a rubbish boss, I mean, you want to stay as far away as possible.
Well, speaking of which, maybe I can show you these pictures down the bottom here.
I wondered. I was like, I hope he's going for this one. That one looks interesting.
Apparently. I think you could pull that one off. Do you reckon?
I'd say do that. Why not? Why not? Life,
oh, yeah, I'd be sat over it.
Exactly.
I won't get anywhere near.
And here are your headlines.
Outside the studio. Right, we'll talk more about some of those stories a little later. It's just approaching 21 minutes past 6.
It certainly is. If anyone deserves a lion this weekend, it's the men and the women of the armed forces who took part in the Queen's funeral procession. Yeah, that flawless display followed 10 days of intensive training from the moment Her Majesty's death was announced. Sarah Smith has been talking to some of the troops who were involved. Sarah Smith with that report. Yeah, I hope they are all having a bit of a lie-in. Yeah, what an incredible feat of kind of planning and execution that all was last week. It looked great, didn't it? It's 6:23. Let's talk sports. Sarah's with us. Mancad. Word of the day. Let's move on, shall we? The cry, the rag and bone man, used to be a familiar sound in towns and cities across the UK, but it's been on the wane in recent years. Yeah, in Hull, another of those voices is about to fall silent as 82-year-old George Norris retires after 7 decades of collecting scrap. A film about George's life has been viewed tens of thousands of times online, much to the pride of his family and friends. What a great voice as well. Great voice, and amazing, isn't it, to see those pictures? They're incredible, and it's this goes to prove, doesn't it, that where there's muck, there's brass. There absolutely is. We'll be back with the headlines for you at 7 o'clock, but now on Breakfast is time for the travel show. See you soon. Hello, good morning and welcome to Breakfast with Ben Thompson and Victoria Fritz. Good morning, our headlines for you at 7 o'clock. Hi, good morning. It's Sunday, the 25th of September. Our main story. Labour has set out plans to make the UK the first major economy in the world to generate all of its electricity without using fossil fuels. It is the first full day of the party's conference, and leader Sir Keir Starmer will argue that their plan would cut energy bills for good, help tackle the climate crisis and create hundreds of thousands of jobs. Our political correspondent Ione Wells reports now from Liverpool.